stay alive, but now Pancic exiting the ladder. And here comes the two-time defending CrossFit Games champion, Rich Froning. He currently sits in second place overall, and he is starting at 285 pounds.
Now, Rich listed a PR of 370 pounds. And everyone's kind of wondering why he started off so light. You know, and I think the only thing we can kind of speculate is that he wants to warm up into those lifts. So really no reason for him to go heavier than he needs to. Why put that extra strain on yourself? Lift a couple extra reps with some lighter weight. This is only just speculating it, but we'll see how high he goes with this.
Albert Dominique LaRouche failed at 315. Now Hendren at 325, and a good lift for Marcus Hendren.
That was a nice lift right there. Solid jerk. Quickly getting underneath that bar, catching it with locked arms. Nice tight midline.
So now Marcus Hendren is your lead athlete on the field. Albert Dominique LaRouche standing up 315 pounds. And he is unable to get it. So Albert Dominique LaRouche on his second attempt, still not able to get 315 pounds. But there's your lead athlete, Marcus Hendren, getting set to move up to the 335-pound bar. Behind him, currently standing on the 305 platform, is Ben Smith. Behind Smith, Garrett Fisher. Behind Fisher, Rich Froning. They have 80 seconds to complete the lift and then a 10-second transition period. Marcus Hendren setting up for 335 pounds. The end of that ladder is 375 pounds. No one has gotten past 355 yet.
So right there, Josh Bridges.
295.
Look at his knees, basically naked right now. He came back from a catastrophic knee injury. No knee sleeves at all now. That's why we didn't see him last year, but he's pressing that weight, looking great. The other crazy thing about that is he didn't split that. That was a squat jerk. And that's not normally what you're gonna see. You're gonna see a split jerk.
Marcus Hendren at 335. And just can't quite get that overhead. Ben Smith had a successful lift at 315. Fisher's good, as is Froning behind him. So Marcus Hendren, if he can't get this weight overhead, will leave the ladder. One more go now for Marcus Hendren at 335 as he goes back to the chalk bucket. Hendren still some time left. He needs to hit this lift to stay alive on the ladder.
Wow, again, almost a power clean on that.
And now your overall leader, Jason Khalipa, is on the ladder, and Khalipa has already cleared 285 pounds, and he will move up to the 295-pound bar.
So he knows exactly where Rich Froning's records are on this, so he has to do whatever he can to stay close to it. Doesn't want Rich to get too many points as he starts creeping his way up the leaderboard.
Josh Bridges currently in 5th place on the left at 305.
Solid lift, even without any knee sleeves or knee protection at all. Now watch his jerk.
Bridges can't quite get underneath that, but he will get partial credit for the clean. Now Ben Smith on the right at 325.
Now Ben Smith, you know what? I think that's pretty smart of him. As he comes up and gets a little bounce, he's looking for a rebound into that jerk. I don't know if that would really work in like a USWA setting, but here, as long as he gets that bar up overhead, that's a good lift. That was smart. That was a pretty lift.
Josh Bridges at 305. He's already cleaned it. Now he needs to complete it with a clean and then the subsequent jerk to stay alive. Bridges coming in 5th place. The men he's chasing are on the heavier ladder. Bridges just can't quite stand that up. So Bridges looking like he's going to leave the ladder with a final score of 305.1.
You know what, that's not bad at all. Josh did really well in that last event. He needed that because, you know, the big boys were going to be pushing a lot of weight here. That's still not too shabby for him.
This event pretty much damage control for Josh Bridges. Ben Smith in front behind him. Garrett Fisher and Bridges just can't get 305, but does a good job on that ladder. Came in 5th place overall. And remember, we have an event tonight that could be right in his wheelhouse inside the tennis stadium.
Yep.
Chance for him to get a 3rd win of the competition. On the left, Rich Froning at 315. On the right, Ben Smith, 335.
Rich Froning, no problem at all. But again, let's watch Ben Smith. Right when he comes out of the hole, going from his clean initially, I mean, just right into his jerk. He gets a little bounce on the bar and goes right into it.
Garrett Fisher just hit 325.
Where you would see most people getting a split on his hands and readjusting his grip, he goes right into the jerk after that.
Lucas Parker liking that lift, as does this crowd, and Ben Smith now moving up to the 345-pound bar. Behind him is Garrett Fisher. Behind Fisher is Froning. Then finally, your overall leader, Jason Khalipa.
Watch this. Talk about efficiency. I mean, strong. I don't even have any time to even say anything about it. He's moving so fast, and that's on the replay.
Ben Smith, 335 pounds. Now Garrett Fisher, the man who came in third place, just 28 points out of the top spot. He's a rookie.
I mean, he's the new kid on the block. No, not at all. He's so poised in this position right now. Again, training partners that he has, the people that he on a regular basis gets to work out with, I mean, nobody gets that opportunity.
Yeah, you want to talk about getting thrown into the fire. I mean, he's out there with some of the biggest names in the CrossFit Games. You got Ben Smith, you got Froning behind you, got Khalipa. There's Froning at 325. Behind him is Jason Khalipa at 315. Fisher on the left of your screen behind Ben Smith at 335, and he can't get that overhead. So now Ben Smith at 345 pounds.
This is 25 pounds over his listed PR right now, so he's already PR'd himself today.
Smith is out of the hole.
The first time he's stopped in between the clean and the jerk.
Can't quite get underneath it, but partial credit for Ben Smith. 345.1.
Still a super impressive attempt. Yeah.
Still some time here for Ben Smith. Garrett Fisher, he's going to exit the ladder. And if Ben Smith can't complete this lift, he will exit. He's already putting on the hat, so it looks like Smith's day is done.
I think he's calling it a day.
So now the top two men still out on the ladder, Rich Froning and Jason Khalipa. Froning, all he needs to do here is just stay one ahead of Khalipa, and he's going to cut into that lead even more and get it down to single digits.
Now Jason has a little bit of an advantage on this because he actually gets to see how Rich does on each one of these lifts. He gets to see if he bobbles or if there's any struggling. Rich doesn't get to see that with Jason, though, unless he beats him to the lift.
335 is good for Froning, and now Khalipa at 325. And a good lift for Jason Khalipa. Two different techniques there.
Yeah, it wasn't, Jason doesn't have the prettiest form in most things, but he's so strong, and he's been working on these things a lot. Again, it was a nice split. He really needs to have a much more powerful and explosive dip drive out of the hole.
Froning in front. That's picture perfect pretty much. And then behind him,
just so strong. So strong. Again, not a very dramatic split. He needs to get underneath that weight a little bit more, go a little bit deeper with this split to catch that weight.
Now Froning will move up to the 345-pound bar. Jason Khalipa's right behind him. Froning doesn't have to worry about winning this event. All he's got to worry about is just staying ahead of Jason Khalipa and taking another bite out of Khalipa's lead. That is just 11 points coming into this 8th of 12 scored events, the clean and jerk ladder. The second of 3 events that will hold today. Daniel Petro looking on as the overall leaders move up 10 pounds. Now it's Khalipa at 335, Froning at 345.
The crazy thing about Rich Froning, he doesn't have any sort of crazy setup. You saw Lucas Parker's long drawn out routine.
345 is
Rich
good.
just grabs it and goes. Wow.
And now Khalipa trying to match a PR, and he slipped off the bar. So Froning now is in a really good spot to take over the lead from Jason Khalipa if Khalipa cannot get this lift.
Now, depending how far Rich needs to go, he can really make up all his points right now. If he can get up past Lucas Parker, that is going to be deadly to Jason.
These men are already towards the top, so If Froning finishes 1 ahead of Khalipa, it would just be 5 points difference, and Khalipa would hang on to the lead. Now 3:35 for Khalipa as Froning looks on.
Oh, Sal right there with just a push press. Again, there's not the dip drive and that dip that we're looking for after. There's no speed underneath the bar. Just trying to use those big shoulders and press that bar overhead. It's not going to work with this heavy of a weight.
So Jason Khalipa did get the clean, so partial credit, 335.1 for him. And just one man will remain on the ladder unless Khalipa can make another run, but he does not have enough time to set up for another attempt. So Rich Froning moving up to 355 pounds. 2 men have cleaned it. Neither jerked it, though. That was Lucas Parker and Asia Bartow. So now Rich Froning.
Oh, wow. That was a little uncharacteristic right there of Rich. I think he just kind of jumped into it a little bit too fast. Sometimes it pays a to slow it down just a little bit. But he just didn't get that bar up high enough up on his chest.
If Froning doesn't complete a clean here, he will only finish 1 ahead of Khalipa. And Khalipa will still remain at first.
Oh.
Goes the champ trying to get out of the hole. He cannot do it. So Rich Froning will cut into Jason Khalipa's lead. It's going to be down to single digits. We'll await the official scoring, but it looks like Jason Khalipa will still remain in first place overall. The 2 men who have stood up with this weight are on the right. Froning is on your left. He just can't stand it up. Being cheered on by Lucas Parker and Asia Bartow. Froning still with some time, and he's going to make another attempt.
He's the first guy to take 4 attempts at one weight. That's a lot in 80 seconds.
Not going to happen for Froning. So 345.2 for Froning will be his final score, and those are the 2 men who got 355 on their shoulders, and they will tie for first place. And the win in event 8, the clean and jerk ladder. The second of 3 events today. The third will be tonight in the tennis stadium, and it's a repeat from the CrossFit Games of 2007. A 1,000-meter row followed by 5 rounds of 25 pull-ups and 7 shoulder to overhead at 135. But first, the clean and jerk ladder in the books. Asia Bartow, 355.1. Lucas Parker is second, and then Rich Froning finishing in third. Third place, Rich Froning, who finishes ahead of Jason Khalipa.
You know, so strong. We're so used to seeing him do everything that he wants to do. It's uncharacteristic to see him miss those at the 355, but strong lifts before that. Real impressive.
The tie for first was between these 2, Asia Bartow and Lucas Parker.
Look at the height difference there. We have one of the shorter athletes at 5'7", Lucas Parker, to one of the tallest athletes with Asia Bartow at 6'5". So when they say which is it better, to be tall or short in Olympic lifting, I don't know. These guys just answered the question. It doesn't matter. Just do your thing.
Lucas Parker finally getting a victory here. He was way back in the standings to start this event. Lucas Parker came in 37th overall, and he was a man as a veteran